Honorable Senators, let's start. We do the reporting of progress by the Committee of the Whole. We start with the County Library Services Bill, Senate Bills number 40 of 2024. Mover. Chairperson.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the County Library Services Bill, Senate Bills number 40 of 2024, and seeks leave to sit again tomorrow.
Mover, we proceed. Let's proceed. The mover.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Miraj, to second.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to second.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the Senate report. I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the Senate report. As many as those of the similar opinion say aye. As many as those with the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Let's go to the next bill, the Technopolis Bill, National Assembly Bills number 6 of 2024. Chairperson.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the Technopolis Bill, National Assembly Bills number 6 of 2024, and seeks leave to sit again tomorrow.
Over. Where is the move of the bill? Sorry? Okay.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I will request Honorable Miraj to second.
Senator Miraj.
I second.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. As many as of the similar opinion say aye. As those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Order, Senators. Let's do some business. Clerk, you lead the next one. Read out the next one.
Order number 8, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the County Government's equitable share cash disbursement schedule for financial year 2025-2026. Resumption of debate interrupted on Thursday, September 2025, division.
We have no numbers for division, so we defer that order. Next order.
Order number 9, the Office of the County Attorney Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 47 of 2024. Resumption of debate interrupted on Thursday, 7th August 2025, division.
We also defer that order, number 9. Next order.
Order number 10, Plant Varieties Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 4 of 2025. Resumption of debate interrupted on Tuesday, 23rd September 2025, division.
Similar fit before. So we also defer. Next order.
Order number 11, motion, report of the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the Affordable Housing Regulations, legal notice 114 of 2025, resumption of debate interrupted on Thursday, 25th September 2025.
Also, that one actually was deferred, and also 13 previously. So maybe call out order number, also order number 14 was deferred, and order number 15. No, let's go to call out order number 15, clerk.
Order number 15, the Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 46 of 2023, second reading.
There's a bill under Senator Jones Maruma who is not allowed, so we defer that bill.
The Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 49 of 2023, second reading.
Also, that order is deferred, clerk.
The Narcotic, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Control Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 1 of 2024. Second reading.
Also, due to some other reasons, that the bill is deferred, number 17.
The county government, order number 18, the County Government State Officers Removal from Office Procedure Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2024. Second reading.
This is the bill under Senator Karungo, which is not in the House, so it is deferred.
Order number 19, the Street Naming and Property Addressing System Bill, Senate Bills number 43 of 2024, second reading.
This is the bill under Senator Fatuma Duro. Also, it stands deferred.
Order number 20, motion, report of the Liaison Committee on the activities and operations of select committees during the third session, 2024.
This order is also deferred until when the chairs of committees will be in the House. Honorable Senators, there being no other business on the order paper, the Senate stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, at 9:30 a.m. Thank you.
Now I won't live my life. I won't have fun. No, I'm not the same kid they used to lock up the whole day. Hello.
Shiro ni nini? Usiingie kwa nyumba. Huku ni home.
Isaka, mimi nimekuja tu kuchukua manguo zangu.
Can I text in peace?
Hey, Ethiopia. Si uko na roho chafu wewe mwanamke.
And how is that your concern?
The accountability committees, the pick and packs, in their reports should clearly emphasize this nexus between breach of these values and criminal liability, so that those public servants who don't use public resources prudently or conspire to have abuse of resources are actually held accountable. No such case has come forward, but if you read our constitution carefully and the related legislation, actually we should be holding people criminally liable for even not processing a title deed for an institution that you are responsible for, because that is part of their core responsibility, to protect and preserve public property. So instead of complaining and always giving these crooks a free pass, I think in future the reports should single out the individuals who have neglected or derelicted from their duties so that we can hold them liable. Second point I would like to emphasize is on parliamentary powers and privileges, in particular, Section 23. No public servant, no public officer can refuse to give this House or its committees a document, a record, a report, or anything, including those state organs that are clustered as security organs. In other words, we have full powers to summon and receive any document that we require for our work. So those who have actually denied the committee access to certain documents have actually broken the law. And instead of summoning them or fining them, we should file a criminal complaint for them to be taken to court, because that is what Section 23 of Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act says. No officer and no state organ, including the security organs, can refuse to give to this House a record, a document, a report, if we ask for it. If you look at the NHIF, the story of NHIF with respect to a project in Karen tells you how criminal-minded most of our public officers are. Billions have been spent on designs, on consultancy fees, quantity surveyors, architects, engineers, some lawyers, billions and billions, but there is not a single stone that has been laid on the ground to build the famous Karen Hospital. But billions have been spent. And that is just one example. And if you want to know how idle we apply government resources, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation has a very big parcel of land in Game where they've put their masts. It is important for aviation and communication, but there's a university in Yala which is completely without enough land to expand its activities. And I think it is time that Kenya Broadcasting Corporation figured out how to support Odera Kango, the college there for Jaramogi University, by donating some of its idle land to that university. With those, I support. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Member for Busia, are you on this?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is what I describe in my nervous system, like walking on glass. By the time that the land is transferred to an individual, land that belongs to public, before anything, we have the chiefs or the assistant chiefs, the village elders, even the community that know very well that this is public land. By the time even it reaches the land registrar's table, then finally it is transferred to an individual. Somebody somewhere should do something to raise the flag and say, no, this is public land, and refuse completely, or even the registrar himself or herself. So whoever is taking public land and turning it into a personal property, everybody in that lineage, from the quantity, whatever, surveyors, those who do the changes, should be implicated in the fraud. So I think we should protect our public land, whether it belongs to NHIF or it belongs to NSSF, or we can do something else with it in future, because times are changing every day, and that land, if we don't protect it today, we will have nothing to do creativity for our nation. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
There being no more interest on this motion, mover to reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to appreciate my colleagues for having taken their time to read our report as a Public Investments Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture, and the overwhelming input that they have enriched the report. Especially, Honorable Speaker, the suggestions by the Honorable Otenda Molo, the Honorable Kaluma, and my very good friend, the MB for Suba, who also happens to be Suba's Aluyas in another destination. Honorable Speaker, what Honorable Karori has said, coupled with the two other colleagues, I will have to download the answer, Honorable Speaker, and address in the next reports, such that we have it incorporated in the future reports as they come onto the floor, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me also to emphasize the issue of 333%. Is, Honorable Speaker, outright theft. That the 333%, Honorable Speaker, was not just meant for the construction of the car park. Instead, Honorable Speaker, there was so much lumping inside the figure, such that if you open up the figure, Honorable Speaker, which I want ESCC to listen and take it serious, if they open up the 337%, Honorable Speaker, what you will find is that after the closure of the accounts by the public works officers, the managing director, Honorable Speaker, and then opened the books, lumped figures into the amount, and ran away with the figures, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, it's upon ESCC, Honorable Speaker, to really do it. And the way my colleagues have expressed anger onto that issue of 337%, let us see the action of that happening with the follow-up of the implementation committee. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, I'm very grateful to my colleagues. And as I beg to move to reply, wish to request that, Honorable Speaker, within the reading of Standing Order 53, subsection 3, request that you defer the putting of the question of this report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to reply.
Very well, and your request is assented to. The putting of the question will be done in the next appointed sitting. Honorable members, next order.
Order number 10, the Privatization Bill, National Assembly Bill number 36 of 2025, second reading.
Honorable members, this order on request of the mover will be stepped down for today's sitting. Next order. Next order was to be order number 11. On the request of the mover, we shall rearrange the order paper a bit, start with order number 12, and again order number 13, then come back to order number 11. So, next order.
Order number 12, motion, consideration of the sixth report on the examination of financial statements of selected state corporations.
Chairperson, Public Investments Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture. Is it Honorable Wangwe? But being moved by member for Saboti.
Yes.
If I got it right.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Honorable Caleb.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. And thank you, Chairman, for giving me the opportunity to move the report on your behalf. Madam Speaker, the Public Investments Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture is one of the 6 watchdog committees in this 13th Parliament that examines reports of the Auditor General laid before the National Assembly to ensure efficiency and effectiveness in the use of public resources. So therefore, the committee is established under the National Assembly Standing Order.
Honorable Caleb, maybe your chair didn't guide you on the procedure.
Yes.
Kindly move the motion as is on the order paper, then go to the details.
Okay, sorry. So I beg to move the following motion: the 6th report of the Public Investments Committee on the Social Services, Administration and Agriculture on the consideration of the Auditor General's reports on the financial statements of selected state corporations, on the adoption of the Auditor General's reports on the financial statements of 4 state corporations.
Honorable Caleb, kindly read the motion that this House adopts the way it is on the order paper for the record.
Yes, that...
the way it is. Do you have the order paper?
I do not have, but I can quickly...
Kindly give him the hard copy of the order paper.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this House adopt the 6th report of the Public Investments Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture on its examination of financial statements of the following state corporations laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 5th August 2025. Number 1, Agrochemical and the Food Company Limited for the financial year 2015-2016 and the financial year 2016-2017. Number 2, Kenya Animal Genetics Resources Center for the financial year 2011, 2020, 2012 and financial years 2017, 2018. Number 3, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital for the financial year 2015, 2016 to the financial year 2016, 2017. And number 4, Public Benefit Organization Regulatory Authority, which is formerly the NGO Coordination Board for the financial year 1992, 1993 to 2006, 2007. Honorable Speaker, like I said earlier, the Public Investments Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture is one of the 6 watchdog committees in the 13th Parliament that examines reports of the Auditor General laid before the National Assembly to ensure efficiency and effectiveness in the use of public resources. The committee is established pursuant to the National Assembly Standing Order 206B. Honorable Speaker, PIC with regard to the agriculture, public administration, health, and social protection sectors examines the reports and accounts of public investments, examines the reports of the Auditor General on public investments, and in the context of the autonomy and efficiency of the public investments, examines whether the affairs of the public investments are being managed in accordance with the sound financial or business principles and prudent commercial practices. This ensures the implementation of Article 229, Sub-Article 8 of the Constitutional Reports laid before the House by the Auditor General. The 6th report of the Public Investments Committee on the Social Services, Administration and Agriculture contains the committee's examination of the following 4 state corporations. The first one is Agrochemical and the Food Company Limited for financial year ending June 30th, 2016 to the financial year ending June 30th, 2017. Number 2, the Kenya Animal Genetic Resource Center for the financial year 2011-2012, as well as the financial year 2017-2018. And Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital for financial year 2015-2016 to financial year 2016-2017. And finally, the Public Benefit Organization Regulatory Authority, which is formerly the NGO Coordination Board for the financial year 1992, 1993, and the financial years 2006, 2007. Honorable Speaker, in these examinations and the scrutiny of the audited financial statements of the various state corporations, the committee's primary approach was to elicit background information as to why particular courses of financial and the management actions were or were not taken. This was done with the relevant laws in mind, including the Constitution, the Public Finance Management Act 2012, and the regulations thereto, the Public Audit Act 2015, the State Corporations Act, and the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015. The committee, in considering the audited accounts of the state corporations, was guided by the Constitution of Kenya, as well as the following statutes and regulations. The first is the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, the Public Audit Act of 2015, the State Corporations Act of 1986, the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act of 2015, the National Assembly Standing Orders, and finally the National Assembly Powers and the Privileges Act of 2017. I will go into the general observations and the recommendations of those 4 states corporations, and later on I'll also look at a few specifics in regard to each and every corporations. So, Madam Speaker, generally, the committee observes a number of issues in relation to possession and ownership documents, especially on land and the buildings. The first observation is that the committee observed and noted with concern several public entities do not have title deeds, just like we've noted in the previous fifth report, and the members have deliberated on it extensively. Some of these lands have either been grabbed or encroached into, denying the institution's chances of utilizing the parcels of land for the services of the public. Such cases were noted in Kenya Animal Genetic Resource Center, which had 7 parcels of land with a total acreage of 168.08 hectares that were valued, and the center did not possess title deeds for the parcels. Similarly, Madam Speaker, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital has a land where Uasin Gishu Memorial Hospital is situated, which has been subject to a court case between the hospital and the former directors for over 6 years. So, what are some of the recommendations to this? First, the committee recommends that within 3 months upon adoption of this report, the accounting officer erstwhile for the respective state corporations should liaise with the principal secretaries for the respective state departments in line ministries and the National Land Commission to fast-track the process of acquiring the title deeds, to resolve the ownership disputes and ensure legal actions are taken against private individuals who have illegally acquired public land. The second recommendation, Madam Speaker, is that within 3 months upon the adoption of this report, the Inspector General for the Inspectorate of State Corporations, in collaboration with the Attorney General, should compile a report of all the public lands with ownership disputes in various courts and submit to the National Assembly to be used as a basis of initiating inquiries on ownership status of the public lands and repossession where applicable. Also put caveats on all the parcel of state corporations land that are in private hands. There is also, Madam Speaker, the second observation that is general to all these institutions, delay in availing documents to Auditor General. This is now a tired line that has been observed in all the PIC reports, because most of this lack of documents availing at the time of audit is across the state departments, and this has been observed as a general observation. And in this case, Madam Speaker, the committee also observed that some accounting officers did not avail complete and reconciled financial and accounting records, as well as the documentations in time for audit review and verification during the audit exercise, leading to unnecessary queries. These are some of the queries that could have been avoided in our view if these documents were availed. This is, however, Madam Speaker, is contrary to the provisions of Article 226 of the Constitution and the Section 68(2) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012, which requires that the financial and the accounting records are presented within 3 months after the close of the financial year. Section 62 of the Public Audit Act of 2015 obligates accounting officers to provide the required documents for the audit failure to which they may be sanctioned. So what is the committee recommendations? The committee, in our general recommendations, recommends that the accounting officer, then, we use the word then or erstwhile to indicate this is the accounting officer who served at that particular time, should always comply with the provisions of Section 62, Cap 2 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012 by submitting all the required information for audit within the stipulated timelines. The second observation to this issue, Madam Speaker, is the accounting officer who fails to provide the required information for audit pursuant to 62, Article 62, Sub-Article 1 of the Public Audit Act, Cap 412B, should be prosecuted for the offense pursuant to Section 62, Subsection 2 of the Public Audit Act, Cap 412B. There was also the delayed accountability of interest. This is also a common audit query across these state departments. And the committee also observed similarly that some state corporations were in breach of Section 71 of the Public Finance Management Act, Cap 412A, and the attendant regulations that require surrender of interest within 7 days upon conclusion of the assignment for which the said interest was issued. What is the committee recommendations? The committee, under the guidance of Chair, recommended that the accounting officers should ensure that impressed advance to officers is surrendered within the stipulated period of 7 days after return to the workstation in accordance with the Section 93 of the Public Finance Management, which is the National Government Regulations 2015. The second recommendation, Madam Speaker, is that within 3 months of the adoption of this report, the accounting officers who will have failed to take necessary steps to ensure that all outstanding interest within their jurisdictions are recovered from the due date should be surcharged the full amount due. And lastly, the accounting officer should submit a status report with evidence of recovery to the Auditor General for audit and reporting. Now, Madam Speaker, we look at the specifics on the observations as well as recommendation in each one of the 4 state departments briefly. And I'll start with one of the common audit queries that were raised during the committee sittings. One is a going concern. The committee had that although the company made, that is in respect to agrochemical and the food company limited, the financial year 2015 and the 2017. First, the committee had that although the company made a profit of 227,711,344, which one of the key observations concerned that the company has been paying management fee, and in particular it paid 30,207,376 Kenya shillings to Meta Group in the year ended 30th June. 2016 as management fees for having seconded a chief executive officer. This was despite the fact that the company reported negative working capital of 7,112,908,196 Kenya shillings as at 30th June 2016, and a net loss of 227,711,344 Kenya shillings. Madam Speaker, the company is currently under the privatization process, and the due diligence had been done awaiting approval. However, the process has taken quite some time. The company, therefore, is technically insolvent. So what were the committee recommendations? The committee recommended that within 3 months upon adoption of this report, the ESCC should review the operations of the company with a view to establish whether there were any improprieties in the running of the company and acquisition of the government of Kenyan loan. The ESCC should, among other things, review the historical background of the company since inception to date, the shareholding status of the company, capital contribution per shareholder, the CR12, and the terms of management contract between agrochemical and the Meta Group, and submit a report to Parliament on its findings. I will go to the second issue that was common in this particular state department, state corporations, on the capital works in progress in the year 2016-2017. The committee observed that capital work in progress for projects was 13,469,200 Kenya shillings were terminated after being deemed inviable. The second observation, Madam Speaker, is that a feasibility study on the construction of a new molasses preparation station was deemed to have been carried out, but eventually upon completion, the cost of implementing the project was way above the budget, hence not viable. It was not clear how this translated to inefficiency in terms of cost-benefit analysis, if at all the feasibility study was genuine and the project was implemented within the timeline. And lastly, the observation here was that the committee observed the contract documents for the projects were not provided to the committee for the review. So what are our recommendations? Madam Speaker, the committee recommends the following: that within 3 months upon adoption of this report, the ESCC should review the procurement process for the projects and the feasibility study report with the view to establish whether there were any improprieties should any officers be found culpable. The Director of Public Prosecution to take the necessary legal action. The second issue is on tax matters. Madam Speaker, the committee observed that the matter was deliberated on 21st PIC report, where the National Treasury approved the waiver of withholding tax and exempted the company from payment of withholding tax on government-guaranteed loans in September 27, 2010. However, KRA has not granted the company letter vacating the demand of the tax. Secondly, Madam Speaker, the matter had been referred to the tribunal and the judgment for setting aside the withholding tax made in favor of the company. However, there were no documents to show that KRA had vacated the demand. So our recommendation of the committee in the respect to this matter is that within 3 months upon adoption of this report, the accounting officer in agrochemical and the food company, the PS National Treasury, and the Commissioner General Kenya Revenue Authority reviews and expedite on the matter of vacating the withholding tax with a view to settling it amicably. Madam Speaker, we'll also look at the second state corporations, which is the Kenya Animal Genetic Resource Center of the financial year 2011, ending 2012, 30th June. And I'll look at the property, plant, and equipment as one of the audit queries that came about. So the committee observed a number of issues, among them the Public Finance Management Regulation, National Government, Section 139, which requires accounting officers of national government to take full responsibility and ensure proper control systems are in place to safeguard the assets. Secondly, the international accounting standards, which require entities to disclose sufficient, relevant, and representationally faithful information about property, plant, and equipment to enable users of its financial statements to understand and evaluate the effect property, plant, and equipment has on the financial position, financial performance, and cash flows of the entity. Secondly, Madam Speaker, the accounting officer failed to include in the financial statements the value of parcel of land LR number 22375 and LR number 22387, or approximately 75 acres and 358 acres respectively, due to lack of ownership documents. The last observation, Madam Speaker, among others, is that the center had developed the land with investments in buildings with a net value of 328,566 Kenya shillings, as well as other developments, though the land belongs to the former Ministry of Livestock Development. What was the committee observation to this query is that the committee observed, the committee recommendation to the above observation is that the committee recommends that the council reprimands, the committee reprimands and then accounting officer for failure to adhere to the relevant laws and the standards guiding on presentation of property, plant, and equipment, such as Public Finance Management, National Government Regulations 2015, and International Public Sector Accounting Standards. Subsequently, the accounting officer must always ensure the correct value of assets are disclosed in the financial statements. The other issue on this particular state corporation, Madam Speaker, is that we observed on the financial performance, and the committee observed, among other observations, is that the center had explored strategies to increase revenue generation or minimize operational costs in a sustainable manner. However, there was no evidence of implementation of these strategies to reverse the negative financial trend and sustain its operations in the long term. Second, Madam Speaker, committee observed that the center recorded a substantial loss of Kenya shillings 22,798,845 Kenya shillings for the year under review, a considerable decline in performance from the previous year's loss of 3,044,465 Kenya shillings, thus worsening their financial performance. The ongoing financial losses and the negative reserves could lead to liquidity challenges inability to meet operational expenses, and a potential insolvency. What was the committee recommendation? The committee recommended the following: that the center should always ensure that receipts and expenditures are properly managed to control financial losses and the negative reserves that could lead to liquidity challenges, inability to meet operational expenses, and a potential insolvency is mitigated. I'll now go to the next issue in the financial year 2014-2015, which is now on receivables. Madam Speaker, the committee observed several issues on receivables. Among them, the staff interest amounting to 156,100 were not surrendered for over 3 months, with some as old as 18 months, contrary to regulations 93, sub 5, cap 5 of the Public Finance Management Act, which provides that a holder of a temporary interest shall account or surrender the interest within 7 working days after returning to duty station. Secondly, the center failed to incorporate in its financial statements a provision for bad and doubtful debts. Excuse me. One of the committee's recommendations to this is that the accounting officer should always ensure adherence to regulations 93(5) of the PFM Act 2015. Secondly, the accounting officer should always provide for bad and doubtful debts in their financial statements. Madam Speaker, bad and doubtful debts is an accounting practice and procedure that most often are not followed. I will go to the financial year 2015 and 2016, and the committee observes the following on the receivables: that the center failed to incorporate in its financial statements a provision for bad debts, just like I mentioned above. So what is the committee recommendation to this? The committee recommends that the accounting officer should always provide for the bad and the doubtful debts as it is required by the financial acts guiding the accounting principles. There is also the issue on non-payables that was observed in the year 2016-2017, and the committee observed the following in that particular financial year. One, that the trade and the payables amounting to 40,295,136 Kenya shillings had been outstanding for over a year. The accounting officer was in breach of Section 53(8) of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act, Cap 412C, which prohibits the commencement of any procurement proceeding until certified that there are sufficient funds to meet the obligation of the resulting contract are reflected in the approved budget estimates. Madam Speaker, what was the committee recommendation to this observation? The committee recommended that the committee reprimands the then accounting officer. In some paragraphs, you may use the word erstwhile to just indicate the former. It is one and the same thing. The then accounting officer for failing to adhere to Section 53(8) of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act, Cap 412C. We also observed receivables from exchange transaction in the year 2017 and 2018, and these were our observation. Receivable balance amounting to Kenya shillings 8,175,186 Kenya shillings relates to debts that had been outstanding for over 120 days from Kagri agents. Secondly, receivables amounting to 11,205,625 Kenya shillings relates to agents who had exceeded their credit limits. Further receivables amounting to 15,434,519 Kenya shillings relates to agents without credit limits and or contracts. So what is the committee recommending? The committee recommends the following: that the then accounting officer be reprimanded for giving credit beyond the agreed credit limits, and giving credit to agents with no credit limits and contracts. Secondly, the committee recommends that within 3 months upon adoption of this report, the accounting officer to furnish the committee with the current status of Kenya shillings 11,205,625 relating to credits issued beyond credit limits and 15,435,519 Kenya shillings relating to credits given to agents without credit limits and or contract. There was also issues that were observed in the biological assets. Madam Speaker, just for records and maybe for the sake of those who may not know, biological assets, this encompasses assets like trees, animals, generally livestock that have economic value but reproduce biologically. So some of these state corporations own such assets, and therefore they ought to be accounted for in the normal accounting procedure. So the committee observed that the trees valued at 1,058,000 were excluded from the statement of financial position as at 30th June 2018 under biological assets, contrary to the accounting laws of 27, which requires biological assets to be recognized at fair value. The accuracy of the financial statements prepared by the center was doubtful, and the center's assets management controls, tracking and reporting was weak. So what is the committee recommending? The committee recommends that within 3 months upon adoption of this report, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Livestock Development, in conjunction with the National Lands Commission, to fast track the issue of Kagri land. The accounting officer of Kagri should value the biological assets and include the value in its financial statements. I will then go to our third state corporation, which is the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, and observe a few issues that are specific to these state corporations. One is on land, property, plant and equipment. And Madam Speaker, committee observed that the audit issue had been addressed in the 21st Public Investments Committee report, where it was recommended that the hospital should expedite the hearing and the conclusion of the court case and to ensure that its assets are registered in the hospital's name. The case is also still pending in court of appeal, and the issue had been forwarded to the National Land Commission for appropriate determination. Lastly, Madam Speaker, the ownership status of the land valued at 71,037,687 Kenya shillings cannot be established till the court is concluded. Overall recommendation to this issue, Madam Speaker, is that the committee recommends that within 3 months upon the adoption of this report, the Inspector General for the Inspectorate of State Corporations, in collaboration with the Attorney General, should compile a report of all the public lands with ownership disputes in various courts and submit to the National Assembly to be used as a basis of initiating inquiries on ownership status of the public lands and repossession where applicable. There is the issue that was also observed in this organization on supply delivery and installation of patient monitors. The committee observed on this particular audit issue that the monitors were not procured through open tender. This is, of course, contrary to the requirements of Article 227 of the Constitution. This is, Madam Speaker, this is an article that gives guidelines. It is, in fact, an article that has generated the issue of the EGP, whereby the law requires competition and use of manual and both manual and electronic procurement process. And this particular law, in this case of acquiring monitors, which states that when a state organ or any other public entity contracts for goods or services, it shall do so in accordance with a system that is fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective. This is in conjunction as well as with Section 91 of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act 2015, Cap 412C, which requires open tendering, shall be preferred procurement method for procurement of goods, works, and services. Madam Speaker, there is also the hospital did not provide a valid contract agreement signed between it and the suppliers for audit verification that was observed by the committee. Lastly, there was no justification to circumvent procurement law and the conditions prescribed for using procurement methods other than the preferred open tender were not fulfilled. It was not demonstrated why the hospital did not procedurally renew the contract. So what was our recommendation to this observation? The committee reprimands the then accounting officer for breach of Article 227 of the Constitution and Section 91 of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act. Madam Speaker, breach of the requisite accounting laws is a serious offense, and that's why the committee gave this particular recommendation, so that to curb this particular accounting menace. We also look at the year 2016, 2017 on the encroachment of land, Madam Speaker, and the committee observed that the National Land Commission has not concluded on the legality of the occupation of the hospital land by Family Care Medical Center. It is therefore not clear how the Family Care Medical Center acquired the title deed for the land inside the boundary of the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. What is the committee recommending? The committee recommends that within 3 months upon the adoption of this report, the National Land Commission to expedite the conclusion of the ownership of the disputed land and submit its report to the National Assembly. The second issue is that there was irregular procurement of 64 slice CTV scan machine. And the committee observed that the management issued the local purchase order with value of more than the contract sum by 30,986 US dollars, which led to an overpayment and loss of public funds. Secondly, the management did not include the procurement of the equipment in the procurement plan, and they used direct procurement method contrary to sections 91(1) and 3 and section 53(2) of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act 2015, respectively. Thirdly, Madam Speaker, is that the value report of a technical expert for the CT scan machine indicated a value of 100,286 US dollars, which is an equivalent of 10,300,000 Kenya shillings, while contract documents indicate a value of 85,000 USD, which is an equivalent of 8.730018 million Kenya shillings, resulting in the unexplained difference of 15,286 and 0.15 US dollars, which is an equivalent of 1,569,981.50 Kenya shillings. This contravenes the provision of section 164(3) of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015. What is the committee recommending? The committee recommends that within 3 months upon adoption of this report, EACC should investigate whether the provision of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015 with respect to trading of the old CT scan machine and the acquisition of the 64 slice CT scan machine were complied with, and whether there were improprieties in the process. If any officer is found culpable, he or she should be held personally liable for the loss. Director of Public Prosecution should also initiate a legal process to recover the amount so lost from the concerned officer at the prevailing Central Bank of Kenya rates. Madam Speaker, I will go to the last state corporation, which is the Public Benefit Organization Regulatory Authority. This is the current name, but formerly it was the NGO Coordination Board. We look at the financial years 1992, 1993, all the way to 2006, 2007. What are the issues that were prominent here? There was unqualified, they were given unqualified report in the first instance. And if you look at the financial year 2000 and 2002, you'll find the committee have observed several issues. Among them, the board was issued with an unqualified report for the financial year 2000 and 2001. Unqualified report is one of those audit rating parameters of audit reports. And then the committee now recommends the accounting officer should continue upholding the sound financial management practices. The committee also looked at the financial year 2001, 2002, and observed irregular donations. The board irregularly incurred an expenditure of 129,000 in respect of donations for Harambes and the funeral expenses, contrary to Section 12 of the State Corporation Act, Cap 446. The committee recommends, therefore, the accounting officer should at all times comply with the requirements of Section 12 of the State Corporation Cap 446. There was also an observation in years 2003, 2004 on unqualified report, and the committee observes that the board was issued with an unqualified report for the financial year. So we recommended that the accounting officer should continue upholding sound financial management practices. Madam Speaker, the year 2004, 2005, also the committee observed on the unqualified report, and the board was also issued with an unqualified report like in the previous year. The recommendation is the same. The accounting officer should, of course, at all times uphold sound financial management practices. We also looked at the financial year 2005, 2006. On the same was also observed and qualified report, and basically the committee also gave the same recommendation, the same observation. The accounting officer should continue upholding sound financial management practices. There was also audit issues in years 2006 and 2007 on the same unqualified report, and observation, Madam Speaker, was the same, that the accounting officer should continue upholding sound financial management practices. Madam Speaker, as I conclude, is that you look at these four state departments juxtaposed by the previous report that has been deliberated on by these members of this great parliament, that there are issues that are the same. On land issue, title deed, that all these public institutions have a problem on acquisition and ownership of title deeds that is running many years, since time immemorial, since inception of this institution. And Madam Speaker, this parliament, in its wisdom, saw that we should not have one public investments committee, and ensure that we have three public investments committee, one to look at the education and administration, the other one to look at energy and the commercial, and the other one to look at agriculture and the social services. This was in fulfilling of some of these reports that have been pending before this House for many years. Audit reports by law are supposed to come to this House, Madam Speaker, within 3 months of audited. The audit process, the audit cycle itself, gives the Office of the Auditor General timeline between June and December, 6 months to do the audit, and give that audit report to Parliament, and the Parliament is supposed to process these audit reports and give a report within 3 months. Madam Speaker, if you look at that timeline, when the audit report is supposed to have come to this Parliament in December, when the Parliament is even on recess, and in January we are still in recess, basically you have only 1 month to have looked at this audit reports of almost 200 and 300 state corporations. It is practically impossible. And this is what has condemned some of these reports to be long overdue. They have not been looked for a long time. We are looking at audit reports of state corporations for years running from 1992, before even the vice chair was born, Madam Speaker, that we are...
I actually wanted to note that some of these statements are from before you were born.
Exactly.
Yourself.
Some of these reports have been here before I was born. Madam Speaker, where will you even get the Eastwhile accounting officers to come and respond to some of these audit queries? Then directors, my managing directors, there are no available documents to even peruse and come and decipher and to help the committee know the truth about the loss of public funds. So these issues that have cut across, Madam Speaker, from the land ownership, from the lack of documents, it stems from the fact that we've delayed these reports for far too long, and that's why one of the general recommendations by this committee, and I know my members will attest to this because this is a frustration by our committee, that we must fast track, we must look at the law, we must amend the law where necessary to allow efficiency in looking at audit reports by this parliament. Otherwise, we'll be hurried to bring reports within 1 month, or even if we do, and bring these reports and have cut across the specific time period that is laid out in law and the standing orders, Madam Speaker, we've been taken to court before. People who are highly recommended to be taken action by the EACC, they take this parliament to court, basically because the report came out of the time period laid out. So these are some of the general lamentations of the committee, that this House needs to help the committee to amend the law where necessary, to help the committee under the leadership of Honorable Wangwe, the chairman, is one of the, I think we are rated highly in last year in terms of efficiency and effectiveness. So we are daring to go, we are jeering, we are ready, but we must be helped where necessary by the parliament to amend laws to help us bring the culprits to book, and also enable the ESCC and the DCI to put actions to these culprits. And also, Madam Speaker, the Committee of Implementation will also be helped because there is too much work that goes there. So for us to keep on, put filing and piling work at the Committee of Implementation, something needs to be done so that they are also helped in a way that their work is efficient. Madam Speaker, with those few remarks and without much ado, I will request Honorable, my chairman, Honorable Wangwe, to second, if you don't mind.
Honorable Wangwe, I'm not sure of the few words, but you have the floor to second.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to have those long words.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to second this report and make a very, very light comment on the Vice Chair who has ably moved this report while I was listening. Honorable Speaker, allow me to congratulate the Vice Chair for having graduated a few days ago with his Master's in International Relations and top class from one of the very greatest universities in this country. It's important that, Honorable Speaker, you always have someone who can take over the mantle when time comes. And you test him, and you can see what he has done. It's commendable. He has delivered the...
Are you saying that Honorable Caleb has only done this because he recently graduated?
I've congratulated him, Honorable Speaker, and allow me to extend it as the chair of the committee and as a friend. That, Honorable Speaker, to graduate with a master's is not easy, which I did quite some time back, and I've always been encouraging him that it's important to be acquainted. It's not just an issue of being a politician, but, Honorable Speaker, being a scholar in a politician, which I do congratulate him and accord him the necessary salute, Honorable Speaker. Back on this report, Honorable Speaker, I just have a few issues that I want to reiterate. Especially, Honorable Speaker, there is an issue that came up in the administration of one corporation, agrochemical and food company. Honorable Speaker, this is a company whose management is between the government of Kenya and the Meta Group of companies, Honorable Speaker. The Meta Group has appointed the CEO, and Honorable Speaker, the company is, you cannot really put it as a cooperation between Kenya government and the Meta Group. How you cannot put it, Honorable Speaker, is because whereas they borrowed, the corporation borrowed money from the Kenya government, the money has been paid back by the National Treasury. But in the books, Honorable Speaker, the money is still showing a huge debit in the books. So what does it mean, Honorable Speaker? What it means, when you are doing your trading account, Honorable Speaker, each month in, month out, the company is making profits. But the company is unable, Honorable Speaker, to declare dividend to the national government because, Honorable Speaker, when they load onto the management accounts, into the final accounts and make the balance sheet with the loan, it wipes out all the profit. So, Honorable Speaker, year in, year out, Kenyans are losing money in form of dividends to the exchequer just because there is a loan which was extended to this company that has not been cleared in the books. I want to call upon John Buddy, FCPA now, that Honorable John Buddy come into the presence of this corporation, clean the books so that, Honorable Speaker, this money cannot be wasted. You find the expert in the name of the CEO is earning a lot of money and taking money back to Uganda. But, Honorable Speaker, the Kenyans who are supposed to be paid dividends in form of dividends to exchequer is not coming forward, Honorable Speaker. It defeats logic of investing in such a corporation. Yet, Honorable John Buddy, you are such a special person, academically gifted, and you can come into the aid of this corporation. Honorable Speaker, I want to comment on the issue of Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, where one of the properties, Honorable Speaker, is encroached by Uasin Gishu Hospital. And, Honorable Speaker, the tussle has been on for 6 years. But nobody seems to be concerned that there is an issue. The land belonging to Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital must revert back to the hospital. And if there is any kind of encroachment, Honorable Speaker, it must be formalized. The relationship between Moi Teaching Referral Hospital, Honorable Speaker, and NHIF is playing in this report, Honorable Speaker, where NHIF extended the credit to Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in form of assets. But what happens? When you look at the books of NHIF, Honorable Speaker, and look at the books of Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Honorable Speaker, the same transaction, different positions. What does it mean, Honorable Speaker? One entity is not speaking to the other. Therefore, it calls upon, Honorable Speaker, the relevant ministries to make sure they align what is happening when it comes to extending the credit. Yes, NHIF played its role and said it's allowed to give credit through the ministry to Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. But when it comes to bookings, in the books of Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Honorable Speaker, the figures are not the same. I feel, Honorable Speaker, those are issues which we need to highlight, bring them to this House, so that this House, Honorable Speaker, can seize it off. Honorable Speaker, finally, as I beg to almost conclude, is the issue of biological assets. What is the implication, Honorable Speaker, of not booking assets into the financial statements? It means, Honorable Speaker, you are overstating your books. You are cheating the people that your books are healthy. Yet, Honorable Speaker, what you are showing is not the true and fair position of your financial status, Honorable Speaker. KAGRIC, Kenya Agricultural Animal Genetics Resource Center, Honorable Speaker, did not consider biological assets, yet, Honorable Speaker, they had all the ability to value and determine what is it that is in their form of biological assets. What happens, Honorable Speaker, many a times, the CEOs and the chairs of the boards end up harvesting those trees, Honorable Speaker. Then you cannot show what happened with the proceeds of those trees, because from the word go, they were not booked into the books of the accounts of that corporation. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, with those highlights, we wish to request that let observation in terms of, let all corporations insist and have their books of accounts declared properly. Finally, Honorable Speaker, there is an issue on tax matters, especially, Honorable Speaker, where KRA has already been cleared to waive off taxes from a certain corporation. But for a reason or so, Honorable Speaker, it is adamant. This report, Honorable Speaker, refers to the 21st report of PIC last Parliament, Honorable Speaker, where the National Treasury approved the waiver of withholding tax and exempted the company, which is Agrochemical, Honorable Speaker, from paying withholding taxes on government-guaranteed loans. Honorable Speaker, they have not effected. What is the problem? Why is it that KRA cannot listen to the National Treasury? Why is it that National Treasury, upon issuance of such a document, KRA cannot own it up, cannot honor and waive the necessary tax, as long as, Honorable Speaker, the main government basket is held by the National Treasury, not Kenya Revenue Authority. Therefore, I feel, Honorable Speaker, this is defiant by public officers, and they should be called to order that if National Treasury has made a request, let that request be respected. And for that matter, Honorable Speaker, it keeps on that the declaration, the financial position of this state corporation appears in zigzag. It is not a true and fair position as stated by the Auditor General. And I want to agree with the Auditor General's position, Honorable Speaker, that this matter should be resolved. And this House, Honorable Speaker, upon approving this recommendation and the Committee on Implementation following it up, it should now take it upon that National Treasury and KRA must conclusively conclude this matter so that our corporations are free from any undue tax obligations. Otherwise, I appreciate, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity. Honorable Speaker. And with me, I have so many of my members, some who might not have the card but want to shed more light. I wish to invite them to contribute. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to second.
Very well. Honourable members, I therefore propose that this House adopts the 6th report of the Public Investments Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture on its examination of financial statements for the following corporations laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 5th August 2025. Number 1, Agrochemical and Food Company Limited for financial year 2015-2016 to 2016-2017. Number 2, Kenya Animal Genetic Resources Center for financial years 2011-2012 to 2017-2018. Number 3, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital for financial year 2015-2016 to 2016-2017. And finally, the Public Benefit Organization Regulatory Authority, formerly NGO Coordination Board, for financial year 1992-1993 to 2006-2007. Member for Turkana East, Honorable Nicholas Gikolong.
Maridadi kabisa mtazamaji, ni siku ya mwisho ya mwezi Septemba mwaka 2025 na ni siku ambayo wanahabari wetu na wahariri mahiri wamekuwa wakijitahidi kukuandalia taarifa chungu nzima.
Kweli kabisa mtazamaji, ni taarifa ambazo tutakuwa tunakuandalia na kukuwasilishia hapa kwenye Darubini katika kipindi cha takriban dakika 30 hivi zijazo, lakini tupate tu kionjo chake kwenye vidokezo.
Shughuli ya usajili wa makurutu 10,000 wa polisi inayopangiwa kuanza Ijumaa hii kote nchini itaendelea jinsi ilivyopangwa awali. Rais William Ruto ametetea mafanikio ya serikali yake, akisema Wakenya wanaweza kushuhudia mafanikio hayo. Ibada ya wafu kwa marehemu aliyekuwa waziri Dalmas Otieno yaandaliwa kanisani Katoliki la Don Bosco hapa Hill. Na wabunge wahimiza shirika la KBC litumia fursa za ushirikiano ili kuimarisha hadhi yake ya kifedha. Hujambo na karibu, mimi ni Ben Chumba.
Na mimi naitwa Nancy Okware, mtangazaji wa lugha ya ishara. Leo hii ni Caroline Njoroge.
Na shughuli ya usajili wa makurutu 10,000 wa polisi inayopangiwa kuanza siku ya Ijumaa kote nchini itaendelea jinsi ilivyopangwa awali.
Hii ni baada ya rufaa 2 zilizowasilishwa kwenye mahakama kuu ya Milimani kutafuta kusitishwa shughuli hiyo kuondolewa hii leo. Na jinsi mwanahabari wetu Ruth Wamboi anavyotuarifu, walalamishi walibaini kuwa kusitishwa kwa shughuli hiyo kutakiuka maslahi ya Wakenya, ikizingatiwa idadi ndogo ya maafisa wa polisi humu nchini.
More than 20,000 text messages and phone calls requesting that we withdraw this application, the input of our principals who instructed us. And to allow the 10,000 youths of this country to be recruited tomorrow.
Of Kenya, Rights and Fundamental Freedoms, Practice and Procedure Rules 2013, Rule 27.1 permits the petitioner to withdraw a petition with the leave of the court. The court is also required, before granting leave, to decide on the juridical effects of the decision, that is Rule 27, sub Rule 2. I have listened keenly to the reasons by the petitioner and find no reason to deny the withdrawal. I thus grant the request to withdraw the 2 applications dated 9 September 2025 and 11 August 2025, as well as the petition with no orders as to costs. The file is hereby marked closed.
Tukiendelea ni kwamba Rais William Ruto ametetea mafanikio ya serikali yake, akisema kwamba Wakenya wanaweza kushuhudia mafanikio hayo. Akizungumza katika chuo kikuu cha umma katika kaunti ya Kajiado, alisema kuwa wamebadilisha mpango wa Linda Mama kuwa Linda Jamii ili kuwahudumia Wakenya wengi zaidi na kufanikisha lengo la huduma ya afya kwa wote. Pia aliwahimiza viongozi na Wakenya kwa jumla kumtambua na kumheshimu Rais mstaafu Kenyatta kwa mafanikio aliyopata alipokuwa madarakani chini ya serikali ya Jubilee.
And maybe use this occasion to the defense of my former boss.
Rais William Ruto amevunja kimya chake baada ya Rais mstaafu Uhuru Kenyatta kukosoa baadhi ya mipango ya serikali ya sasa.
We should be a bit magnanimous to him. He did time, led our country.
To critique us with the facts and figures, not figures thrown like a pedestrian.
Akizungumza katika chuo kikuu cha umma kaunti ya Kajiado, Rais Ruto alisema kuwa serikali yake imebadilisha mpango wa Linda Mama kuwa Linda Jamii ili kuwajumuisha Wakenya wote na kuhakikisha huduma bora ya afya kwa wote.
Because of the experiences, because of the lessons learned from the Linda Mama program, we designed the Linda Jamii program, which was an improvement from the Linda Mama program.
They left us with 30 billion fictitious NHIF debt. Out of that debt, Linda Mama debt under NHIF inpatient was 4.8 billion. Outpatient was 306 million.
Kuhusu elimu, rais alisema serikali ilisitisha kupeleka wanafunzi katika vyuo binafsi kutokana na ukosefu wa fedha.
I had to take the decision to stop of sending students to private universities when we didn't have the money to pay for them. And we accumulated debts in our public and private universities to the tune of 120 billion.
Aidha, rais alisisitiza kuwa serikali haitalegea katika kutekeleza mfumo wa ununuzi wa kielektroniki ambao alisema utasaidia kupunguza gharama za serikali kwa asilimia 40.
And I know there are teething problems which we are working on to make sure that e-procurement becomes the default procurement mechanism. We know there is also resistance by the brokers and the agents and many other profiteering entities, but we are going to stand up to them.
Katika hafla hiyo, Rais Ruto alizindua jengo la Daktari Abdurrahman Al-Sumait Complex ambalo lina orofa 10 na limegharimu shilingi bilioni 1.4. Jengo hilo limeundwa kuhudumia zaidi ya wanafunzi 10,000. Abdiaziz Hashim, Darubini.
Ilikuwa siku ya maombi, nyimbo na kumbukumbu katika kanisa Katoliki la Don Bosco katika eneo la Upper Hill jijini Nairobi, wakati familia, marafiki na viongozi walikusanyika kwa ibada ya wafu yaliyokuwa waziri Dalmas Otieno Anyango.
Mwanasiasa huyo mwenye umri wa miaka 80 ambaye pia aliwahi kuwa mbunge wa Rongo kwa muda mrefu alikumbukwa kwa unyenyekevu wake na utumishi kwa jamii. Aliombolezwa kuwa baba mlezi na kiongozi wa taifa ambaye maisha yake yaliwagusa wengi zaidi ya ulingo wa siasa. Waombolezaji walikusanyika katika kanisa Katoliki la Don Bosco eneo la Upper Hill jijini Nairobi kumwaga mtu ambaye jina lake limeandikwa katika historia ya kisiasa taifa hili, Dalmas Otieno Anyango.
I'm celebrating a great hero, a man who is very intelligent, very handsome, a father to my children, and a grandfather to my grandchildren. God blessed us with 13 grandchildren.
He was the patriarch of the home and ensured that everyone felt seen and heard, everyone mattered, and he raised a family rooted in love and unity.
Familia na viongozi mbalimbali walimwomboleza na kumtaja kuwa mtu ambaye unyenyekevu wake uliambatana na ukubwa wa hadhi yake.
He just saw a young, naive girl and turned me into a dynamite, what I am today. And I thank him for the opportunity that he showed me and everything that he showed me.
He said in situations I'd ever pass, he should always be there for your family.
2013, 2017, I was working closely with Uhuru Kenyatta, and Dalmas was in court, and the country was so divided. And Dalmas was the reason, the voice of reason, which was calming us down, bringing everybody together.
He's one of the fellows who told Uhuru in 2006, 2007, when we were riding on ODM, all politics is local. Akamwambia, wewe rudi kwenu, wachana na hii alafu hiyo ndio ilimfanya I inherit your Mount Kenya. They loved him in politics, but they knew akipanda hiyo mlima, against the mlima, mambo itakuwa ngumu.
If there is any lesson that I would urge politicians within our midst here to emulate from the late Dalmas Otieno is to exercise some discretion, some reasonable level of independence of mind.
Marehemu Dalmas Otieno Anyango alizaliwa Rongo, kaunti ya Migori, na alijipatia umaarufu wa kitaifa baada ya kuhudumu katika nyadhifa mbalimbali za uwaziri.
He is one person who was never confronted by Moi at any time. He never abused anybody, he never disagreed with anybody. And when he chaired a committee or a meeting, he was thorough. He came with solutions.
Hata hivyo, mbali na ulingo wa siasa, alikuwa mkulima, mtunzi wa jamii na kielelezo bora wa kizazi kijacho.
Life and story of Dalmas is an inspiration, and we all should try and touch the lives of many people and transform many institutions that are placed by the public under our hands.
Dalmas, aliyekuwa mbunge wa Rongo kwa muda mrefu, alifariki tarehe 7 mwezi Septemba mwaka huu na atazikwa siku ya Alhamisi tarehe 2 mwezi Oktoba katika makazi yake ya Kangeso, Rongo, kaunti ya Migori.
Na mtazamaji, hiyo ndio taarifa ambayo inatufikisha kwenye tamati ya awamu ya kwanza ya Darubini ya Channel 1.
Lakini mtazamaji, mitandao yetu ya kijamii ni wazi, sema nasi, na dakika chache zijazo tunarejea na awamu ya pili ya Darubini.
As we commemorate the International Day for Older Persons, witness a partnership that's transforming lives across Kenya. The State Department for Social Protection and Senior Citizens Affairs in the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection brings you the story of Inua Jamii. Through innovation and compassion, millions of elderly Kenyans and persons living with disabilities now access their Inua Jamii funds in real time, right from their mobile phones.
We have done the shift is marvelous, because out of the shift, the beneficiary gets a message. Immediately the cash hits the phone.
Saa hii vile waliweka kwa Safaricom ni vizuri, kwa sababu ikiingia wanajua pesa yako imeingia.
Inua Jamii, empowering lives, restoring dignity, one person at a time. This Wednesday, October 1st at 6:50 p.m. on KBC Channel 1.
The world of governance is vast and can be alien to the ordinary man on the street.
Critical issues are going to be discussed.
From white papers to policy positions, it is easier to get lost in the labyrinth of words. Inside Government takes you to key global metropolis, where critical decisions are made and where policies are crafted. We interview policymakers and senior government officials to highlight and enumerate government policies and projects. We take a deep dive into the underbelly of complex red tape to demystify policies across the country, across the world. Join me, O'Brien Kimani, on Inside Government, only on KBC Channel 1.
The heart of Kenya's farmlands, a partnership is changing everything. For the last 30 years, Yara's mission has been simple: empower farmers with knowledge, enhance yields, transform lives. Their agronomists don't just visit, they embed, offering tailored solutions.
What is it that we can define and design specifically for the smallholder farmer?
When knowledge meets the soil, yields rise, sustainably, affordably.
After being introduced to Yara, that is 2019 to 2020, I had an 1 acre that I got 40 bags in 1 acre. And that one really made me get some good profit.
Yara, growing Kenya's future. Watch the Yara at 30 documentary this Thursday, 2nd October at 8:30 p.m. on KBC Channel 1.
Naam, shukran sana mtazamaji kwa kuendelea kuwa nasi. Karibu kwenye awamu ya pili. Shirika la utangazaji la humu nchini limehimizwa kutumia ardhi yake kubwa kama njia ya kujikwamua kutoka kwa madeni yanayotishia kulemaza shughuli zake katika kile kilichowahi kuwa shirika kuu la utangazaji nchini.
Kiongozi wa walio wengi katika bunge la taifa Kimani Ichung'wah alisema kuwa KBC kama vile mashirika mengine ya utangazaji ya serikali lina uwezo wa kutatua changamoto zake za kifedha na kuboresha vifaa vya kisasa vya utangazaji ili kushindana na mashirika binafsi.
Akiwasilisha maoni yake wakati wa mjadala kuhusu ripoti ya kamati ya uwekezaji wa umma iliyobainisha kuwa shirika hilo halina hati miliki za vipande 32 vya ardhi vilivyotapakaa kote nchini, wabunge walisema kuwa maafisa wa fedha waliowezesha kunyakuliwa kwa ardhi hiyo wanapaswa kufikishwa mahakamani.
State corporations cannot reinvent themselves and work in a way that they become profitable institutions, and KBC stands that potential, Honorable Speaker. This is a very rich institution, Honorable Speaker. If you look at the land resources that KBC holds, right here in Karen, between Karen and Gong around Kirarapon, KBC has land, I think, is close to 100 acres. Go to Mombasa, Jomvu, Kisauni, they have prime land, Honorable Speaker, that can be utilized to make sure that they're able to settle their debts and they are able to function and modernize their broadcasting facilities so that they're able to compete with other private sector players in the broadcast industry, Honorable Speaker. That even as we look forward to AFCON later next year, Honorable Speaker, that they will take advantage and ensure that they have broadcast rights for AFCON and be able to auction those broadcast rights to many other broadcasters around the world and make money, Honorable Speaker. And even the World Cup, Honorable Speaker, there is no reason why KBC cannot get auction rights for broadcasting World Cup and other sporting activities, even the recent International Athletics World Championships, Honorable Speaker. These are opportunities that KBC can take advantage of and make sure that they stand strong.
KBC must get back all the land that were owned by KBC or appropriated to it as a public institution or corporation. And Honorable Speaker, they must all be titled. And I hope tough recommendations, Honorable Speaker, have been made for reclamation and, requisition or, the claiming back of those titles.
So, honest, I feel bad when I see in the report that KBC is literally insolvent. When I see KBC entering some very dubious odious loan arrangement or engagements that does not advance.
Na ukosefu wa ajira kwa vijana unasalia kuwa mojawapo ya changamoto kubwa nchini Kenya, huku Wakenya waliohitimu wakiwa miongoni mwa vijana zaidi ya milioni 12 wa Afrika wanaojiunga na soko la ajira.
Haya ni kwa mujibu wa Benki ya Dunia ambayo inasema zaidi kuwa karibu 70% ya vijana kwa sasa wamekwama katika ajira za kiwango cha chini, huku ajira rasmi zipatazo milioni 3 pekee zikitolewa kila mwaka.
Akizungumza wakati wa uzinduzi wa chuo cha Benki ya Dunia cha African Skills for Job Policy Academy jijini Nairobi siku ya Jumanne, katibu wa vyuo vya kutoa mafunzo ya kiufundi Dr. Esther Muhoria alisema serikali inabadilisha elimu ya mafunzo kwa vitendo yanayoendeshwa kulingana na mahitaji na kuakisi soko la ajira katika jitihada za kukabiliana na tatizo la ukosefu wa ajira linaloongezeka miongoni mwa vijana kila uchao.
Mamia ya watunga sera wanaotoa mafunzo na viongozi wa masuala ya ajira kutoka kote barani Afrika walikongamana Nairobi Jumanne wakati wa uzinduzi wa chuo hicho cha kutoa mafunzo kuhusu sera za ajira barani Afrika. Mpango huo utakaofadhiliwa na Benki ya Dunia kwa ushirikiano na serikali ya Kenya unatarajiwa kusaidia kutambua changamoto za kutofautiana kwa ujuzi na kazi zilizopo, ikiwa ndicho chanzo kikuu cha ukosefu wa ajira humu nchini.
Every year around 15 million young Africans enter the labor force, but only about 3 million formal jobs are created. The gap pushes millions of young Africans into informality or leave them out altogether.
Akiwahutubia wajumbe katika mkutano huo, katibu wa TVET Dr. Esther Muhoria alitoa wito wa kuhamia mfumo wa mafunzo unaoakisi mahitaji ya ujuzi na soko la ajira.
We must train, they have already said that, job-specific skills, demand-driven training, and in my department, we love saying that we must train from industry, with industry, for industry.
Waziri wa Utalii Rebecca Miano alisisitiza mbinu ya serikali ya kutoa mafunzo mawili ambayo ni pamoja na kuunganisha madarasa na viwanda ili kutoa uzoefu kwa waliohitimu.
Development of high quality and relevant skills has potential for socio-economic development and poverty alleviation. This is where reforms in skills development should prioritize practical and labor market relevant skills.
Makamu wa rais wa Benki ya Dunia anayeshughulikia watu Mamta Murthy anasema chuo hicho kipya cha Africa Skills for Job Policy Academy kilichozinduliwa Nairobi kitasaidia kuziba mapengo yanayonyima vijana fursa za ajira.
We have this paradox that employers in Africa say that they can't find the skills that they need, and young people feel that they can't find the jobs that they want. We have decided to pivot our focus to jobs and skills for jobs, and this convening, this academy, is part of that pivot.
Joseph Wahungu, Darubini.
Mtazamaji, hebu sasa tuangazie taarifa za biashara. Shirika la ustawi wa majani chai nchini limesema kuwa kiwango cha chini cha malipo ya bonasi mwaka huu kimetokana na hali katika masoko ya kimataifa na hali ya kubadilishana fedha. Shirika hilo limesema kuwa kuimarika kwa shilingi ya Kenya dhidi ya dola ya Marekani na vilevile gharama ya juu ya utekelezaji shughuli zimesababisha mapato yanayotokana na majani chai kwa baina ya 15% na 25%. Kwa hizi na habari nyingine, huu hapa ni mkusanyiko wa habari za biashara.
Wakulima wa mashamba madogo madogo ya majani chai katika muda wa juma moja lililopita wamekuwa wakilalamikia kiwango cha chini cha malipo ya bonasi kwa shirika la ustawi wa majani chai KTDA. Shirika hilo limesema kuwa kiwango cha chini cha malipo hayo kimetokana na kuimarika kwa shilingi ya Kenya iliyouzwa kwa shilingi 129 kutoka 144 katika kipindi kilichopita cha matumizi ya pesa za serikali. Shirika la KTDA limesema kuwa tofauti katika malipo baina ya viwanda vya maeneo ya mashariki na magharibi mwa Rift Valley inatokana na ubora wa majani chai.
Ile kitu imefanya pesa zingine zipunguze ni kwa sababu ya dola. Dola last year ilikuwa inauza na 160. Lakini mwaka huu inabadilisha na shilingi 1029. Kwa hivyo ukiangalia lazima pesa zingeenda chini. Lakini tunahimiza mkulima, tafadhali tuache siasa kwa majani chai.
Wakati huo huo, serikali inategemea ongezeko la mahitaji ya umeme kuimarisha ukuaji wa kiuchumi na kuharakisha mpito wa 100% hadi kawi safi. Waziri wa kawi Opiyo Wandayi amesema Kenya itafikia 100% ya kawi safi kufikia mwaka 2030.
I am optimistic. Indeed, I remain optimistic about where we are heading. Kenya's leadership in renewable energy continues to shine with the planned expansion of geothermal capacity beyond 1,000 megawatts in the coming year, driven by the commissioning of 2 power plants in Menengai, Nakuru County.
Hatimaye benki ya ushirika nchini imetangaza ufadhili wa mradi mpya unaojumuisha shughuli mbalimbali huko Ruiru utakaohudumia mamia ya familia. Mradi huo unajumuisha shule ya kimataifa, makazi, maeneo ya kibiashara, vifaa vya burudani na muundo msingi mwingine wa kijamii.
And therefore the whole environmental and sustainability of lives and making lives work, where you have mixed use communities, a school is available, a commercial center is available, for us is big. And also to just make sure that we are building communities.
Securing funding has now been able to accelerate our program. We'll be able to now build the school in a much shorter period of time as opposed to have used our own resources to be able to build.
Nimepotea njia and I don't know where I am. Chaka, it's fast and short.
Umesikia sauti?
Unaweza jilala. Kutujui mtoto wako wako wapi?
Sasa hii stress inatoka wapi?
Haki umlevi asikuja hapa na makelele zake.
Mbona kuna makelele nje?
Msichana wetu amerudi.
Sisi ndio tunafaa kuja kuulizia maendeleo ya kesi ya mtoto wetu ama ni wewe?
We are shining the spotlight on the women who are shaping the Kenya's film and theatre industry.
My birth was a performance in itself.
Oh, girl.
I would put skits.
Yes.
You know, and I was the character, the actor in all the skits. I was the mother, I was the father, I was the brother, I was the sister, I was the house girl, I was the...
Karibu tena mtazamaji, na sasa tuelekee viwanjani ambapo shirikisho la mpira wa magongo humu nchini limezindua kikosi cha wachezaji 18 kwa upande wa wanawake na wanaume ambao wanatarajiwa kuiwakilisha nchi katika michuano ijayo ya kombe la mataifa ya Afrika iliyoratibiwa kufanyika nchini Misri kati ya tarehe 11 na 18 mwezi Oktoba mwaka huu. Kikosi hicho ambacho kimejumuisha wachezaji chipukizi na wazoefu wa kitaaluma kilichaguliwa baada ya majuma kadhaa ya mazoezi makali jijini Nairobi. Frederick Mwoki na maelezo zaidi.
Timu ya wanaume ambayo ina wachezaji 6 wenye uzoefu ikiwa ni pamoja na nahodha Kennedy Moniano na msaidizi wake Ivan Nodiali iko tayari kuonesha mchezo wa kuvutia, kwani inalenga kumaliza katika nafasi 3 bora.
So we hope that when the dust settles, we've already booked an appointment with the CS and he's promised to see us so that we can discuss the offer which is currently in the ministry.
Wachezaji wengine walio katika timu ya Kenya ni pamoja na mlinda lango Samuel Silong, mlinzi Brian Azenze, Cliff Omari na mshambulizi Alex Taiswa. Timu ya wanawake inajumuisha vipaji vya kuahidi vilivyo na nia ya kufanya vyema katika hatua hii ya bara, ikiwa ni pamoja na nahodha Lane Tamunai na msaidizi wake Vivian Onyango, Grace Akumu kiungo wa kati wa ulinzi, Grace Bwire na mshambulizi Rayana Oyando miongoni mwa wengine.
Target is to play in the finals and win the tournament.
Our targets and that's why we put in a lot of hard work is to make the qualification. Now in the tournament, Africa has only one slot.
Timu ya taifa ambayo imekuwa ikimarisha mazoezi yake itanuia kuandikisha matokeo mazuri ndiposa ifuzu kwa mara ya kwanza kushiriki katika mashindano ya dunia. Nikiripotia Darubini michezo kutoka uga wa City jijini Nairobi, mimi ni Frederick Mwoki.
Kwingineko, ukumbi wa michezo wa Kasarani umeidhinishwa kuandaa mashindano ya masumbwi ya kanda ya 3 barani Afrika baina ya tarehe 16 na 24 mwezi ujao jijini Nairobi. Mapigano hayo ya kanda ya 3 yanaandaliwa kwa mara ya kwanza katika muda wa miaka 20. Hayo yamethibitishwa leo na katibu wa michezo huo wa kanda ya 3 Lukelo Wililo, ambaye pia ni kinara wa shirikisho la mchezo wa masumbwi nchini Tanzania, baada ya kufanyia ukaguzi ukumbi huo leo, akiandamana na kamati andalizi iliyoongozwa na kinara wa shirikisho la mchezo wa masumbwi humo nchini Dave Munuhe. Mataifa 12 tayari yamethibitisha kushiriki, yakiwemo Tanzania, Rwanda, Ethiopia, Zanzibar, Somalia, Cameroon, DR Congo na Congo Brazzaville, huku mataifa Equatorial Guinea na Gabon yakitarajiwa kuthibitisha kushiriki kulingana na Lukelo. Kenya itawakilishwa na timu 2 zinazojumuisha wanaume 20 na wanawake 10. Timu hiyo ilikuwa miongoni mwa mabondia 37 ambao wamekuwa wakifanya mazoezi yao katika ukumbi wa Mathare Police Depot wakiongozwa na Boniface Mugunde.
Ready than them. So the tournament will be okay, and I don't see any hitch so far. Everything is well prepared.
Kenya watuombe zaidi. Mchezo usi rahisi. Zone 3 unajua ni timu iko 12. Timu ziko 12 zinakuja kuja Kenya, ambayo itakuwa mchezo rahisi.
Ni kupata gold in all the major games zimebaki. So ni kuwork hard kwa gym
kuweka God mbele na kujituma ile yote yenye naweza.
I've been from the inspection and we are very satisfied with the venue that have been proposed for the coming Zone 3 Elite Men and Women's Championship Nairobi 2025.
Na hatimaye bodi mpya ya shirikisho la kriketi humu nchini ina lengo kuu la kurejesha hadhi ya mchezo huo, huku ikianza rasmi jukumu lake siku 9 tangu ilipoteuliwa. Mbali na kuinua viwango vya mchezo huo humu nchini, bodi hiyo pia imeanza safari ya kutekeleza maamuzi yaliyofanywa na baraza la shirikisho hilo tarehe 21 mwezi Septemba mwaka 2025.
Baada ya kuteuliwa kwa bodi ya maafisa 12 tarehe 21 mwezi Septemba mwaka huu, maafisa hao wapya waliandaa mkutano wao wa kwanza rasmi leo na kukubaliana kwa pamoja kukuza mchezo huo humu nchini kuanzia mashinani na pia kutekeleza maamuzi yaliyofanywa na baraza la shirikisho la kriketi humu nchini.
You have all seen how our national team is performing. Of course, no one is happy about it, including ourselves. But the commitment that we want to make to the Kenyan public is that the Cricket Kenya team, both the national men's team and the women's team, and the development program are going to be put under focus.
Miongoni mwa maamuzi yaliyofanywa na baraza la shirikisho hilo ni kusisitiza kuwa ligi ya Cricket Kenya T20 itaendelea kama ilivyopangwa mwezi Novemba mwaka huu, kuiteua kamati ya nidhamu itakayokuwa na jukumu la kutatua mizozo kwenye shirikisho hilo, na pia kuwateua maafisa wapya wa uchaguzi ambao watasimamia uchaguzi wa shirikisho hilo, wakianza na uchaguzi wa nafasi ya naibu mwenyekiti ambayo imesalia wazi.
We are going to do all that we can under our capacities as the board to make sure that we put our cricket, the game that we love, cricket, back on track. We want to bring the reforms that this team, full of expertise, professionalism, that is bring on board so that we can put cricket back on track.
Bodi hiyo pia ina lengo la kuweka mikakati ya kutafuta ufadhili utakaosaidia ukuzaji wa mchezo huo kote nchini, kuanzia katika kaunti, na pia fedha ambazo zitasaidia kuendesha shughuli za kila siku za shirikisho hilo la kriketi.
Mtazamaji, taarifa hizo za spoti zilizowasilishwa na mwenzangu Ben Chumba zinatufikisha kwenye tamati ya Darubini ya Channel 1 Jumanne ya leo.
Tovuti yetu ni maridadi sana mtazamaji, tembelee www.kbc.co.ke ili upate taarifa zaidi.
Kwa kweli kabisa mtazamaji, tunakushukuru wewe kwa muda wako na vilevile wote waliofanikisha taarifa hizi.
Mimi sina la ziada, langu jina ni Ben Chumba. Kwaheri, kuwe na heri, alamsiki.
Nami naitwa Nancy Okware, mtangazaji wa lugha ya ishara. Leo hii ni Caroline Njoroge. Tukutane tena wiki ijayo, majaliwa.
We are shining the spotlight on the women who are shaping the Kenya's film and theatre industry.
My birth was a performance in itself.
Oh, girl. I would put skits.
Yes.
You know, and I was the